Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. I think you're getting a little hungry. Still chatty. Yeah. Sometimes you're funny. What's that? You're finding new sounds. Yeah.
How's it different adventuring as a couple with an infant?
Well, I'm still kind of making sense of it, but it's about how we are still a team. Our team just works differently because we have all these added roles. So normally I would stand shoulder to shoulder with you as much as possible to prep meals, cook, set up tents and camp, and learn more about rowing in this case, or kayaking if we were in different boats. Like we'd be doing kind of the same tasks together at the same time. And now it's more of like that division of labor, I think, where, especially right now because he's breastfeeding and then he falls asleep on the boob. And if you put him down, he often wakes up. And that's fine sometimes, but like we do want him to nap. So then I kind of am stuck holding him, which, you know, I don't mind. We love our baby. It's just like that's my whole role, is feeding him, holding him while he sleeps, changing his diaper. Sometimes you'll play with him when he's in a playful mood, and sometimes like that's a little break. But then you do all, this happened with the backpacking trip and now with the raft trip, you do all the outdoor piece, all the food prep, all the gear, in this case, all the rafting. And it feels really unequal because normally I'd be doing half of the things you're doing. And that's where I'm still kind of processing, well, we chose to be on this trip knowing we had a baby. And in that case, like, we know we have to care for our baby. And that means, like, one of us is busy caring for the baby all the time. Not all the time. There's, like, these, like, minutes where he's, like, happy just sitting on the mat. More so in camp. But most of the time, one of us has to be holding him because he's sleeping or holding him because he wants to stand up. And the other person's doing all the other things.
First off, I think you're so good at caring for our child. And really, you're doing the most work. Keeping our baby happy and healthy, which is our #1 goal of this trip. So I just hope you feel love and appreciation from me. Your riverboat guide. What else? I go back to the comparison of like car camping versus rafting. So that comparison just keeps coming up for me over and over again as I think about the experiences we keep having on this trip as the days go on, reflecting on the pre-trip judgment from, you know, just people in our life who are like, that's crazy. Why are you taking an infant camping, let alone rafting? And so I still kind of go back to like, well, what spot am I standing on? And that is, if you have a decent amount of rafting experience and desert traveling experience, this kind of trip is actually easier than car camping with an infant. We're doing about a week-long trip, and you know, there's the only thing new that there is to learn is taking care of an infant like in a wilderness area, right? But in a car, on a car camping trip, like especially if we were moving destinations every day, like it's actually a lot harder because of like the car seat, right? And we already kind of get that because whenever you travel with a kid, they're in the car seat. And it's like if you want to feed them in the car seat, you have to breast pump, and that's a thing, a system to manage. And if you want to feed them out of the car seat, you have to stop the vehicle, and then the trip stops. And it's like, okay, all of a sudden this 3-hour drive to this next destination takes 5. Well, then we got to eat lunch, and then we got to pee, and everything just takes longer. Whereas when you're going down the river at a mile an hour until you get stuck on a sandbar, in which case you're walking the boat at 3 miles an hour. You're just going, your life's really at the speed of the river, and I think it's a lot easier to kind of adjust to those baby care dynamics, and then coming from like a guiding background where when you're a guide you do everything anyway. I think I just kind of fit the role well. A finch of some sort. Let's get the binoculars out. I'm gonna have eyes on it though. Sure. So yeah, my thought is like, yes, someone's always on baby care duty. Typically that's you because you're breastfeeding him and when he goes to sleep. So he's like breastfeeding and napping most of the time, and then playing like a little bit of the time. Oh, it's okay, buddy. It's okay. Brown bear, what do you see? There's a little bird chirping at you. So yeah, that's just it. I feel good about the trip. I think for us this is a good decision, and he's doing great. He's really not doing anything that he doesn't do when we're not in a wilderness area. Like being in a wilderness area doesn't change how he behaves, right? And hopefully, like, for us, like, we're cultivating this sense of place, this sense of connection to the environment and these landscapes. So while he won't remember this trip, it's just like it's a journey of his childhood, and we're really at the start of it. So I think we're starting it pretty well. Captain's log. Day 4. We're in the tent. But I'm pretty tired from last night. It's 6:12 p.m. So I'm just gonna lay down. Probably go to bed soon. Right, buddy? Maybe read a bedtime story. And then hopefully sleep a lot better tonight.